Welcome to Surviving Wokeland with Ethan Quinn, a channel dedicated to exposing and explaining the ideology driving wokeness. As a child, I loved Whoopi Goldberg's performances in things like Sister Act, Jumping Jack Flash, and Star Trek. Her work united people. But now she has become nothing more than a divisive propagandist, spouting absolute rubbish. An excellent example of this is how her show, The View, attacked Jason Aldean for his song, Try That in a Small Town. Whoopi and her fellow propagandists on that vile show claimed the song was racist and promoted violence.
So country singer Jason Aldean is getting backlash for the video of his song Not in a Small Town, which critics are saying is racist. It's got lyrics, racist lyrics, and images.
Unfortunately, this became the #1 song on US iTunes. We have a problem in this country about race, and the biggest problem is we refuse to admit that it exists.
Well, don't you think that a lot of this big city, small town business is racist?
This is nonsensical, because the song clearly denounces violence.
He's talking about don't do violence, kind of.
He said, y'all do that here, we take care of ours around here.
And is not racist. Not by any reasonable definition of racism.
So I'm kind of confused. I don't understand how this song is racist. Like, how is this a racist song? Can someone please explain that to me?
Country music is trash and has always been trash, and Jason Aldean just proved that. If you haven't heard his new song or haven't heard the controversy, don't listen to it. I'm just here to tell you about it and bash the living. Title of the song is Try That in a Small Town. Oh, really? Let's look at these lyrics real quick, shall we? Cuss out a cop, spit on his face, stop on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here, we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long. For you to find out, I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town. Bitch, I will try that shit in any town. And good old boys, racists like Jason Aldean ain't gonna do. You can try. I will try that in any town.
Wait a minute. Apart from using a straw man argument to distort the meaning of this song, this joker just claimed that he would go into any town, sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk, carjack an old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store, cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag, and light it up. And yet he thinks he has the moral high ground because he's calling someone else a racist. This delinquent is the perfect example of what wokeness does to your ability to recognize your own hypocrisy or the stupidity of your position.
I just don't understand. I don't understand how someone of sound mind processes this song as racist and hateful. I don't get that.
He's not wrong though. Like, you really can't be doing these things out in the streets. You can't be harmful and destructive, spitting in the cops. Like, is this song a threat? If you feel like it's a threat, then clearly you're doing something wrong, because he's not talking about the everyday human. Like, he's talking about degenerates. He's talking about the people that are spitting in cops' faces, that are looting, that are burning down businesses. So if you want to try that, you will find out.
This is in reference to this Aldean thing that's still going on, and the reason why I want to keep talking about this is because when people bring forth information, I want you guys to pay attention to how stupid they think we are. They want us to just be people that don't question anything, don't ask anything, don't research, listen to what they say, and then go out and do it. In other words, if we tell you that this is racist, we don't want y'all to think about it and look at anything. We just want you guys to go out there and say it and do what we say. Listen to what mainstream media is telling you. Listen to what the news is telling you. That's all we want you to do. We don't want you guys to think and research and look things up yourself, because you just might come to a conclusion of the truth.
Bro, tell me how this junk is racist. I feel like the people that's calling it racist, they're the racist ones.
I mean, like, I didn't hear not one thing racist about the song. Yeah, I actually kind of like it. It got like a nice little beat to it. And that's what communities supposed to do. They supposed to help the next person out. Like, I'm from a little town. Like, when I was young, I stayed in a little town. And that's what people did.
I didn't really get anything even close to anything being racist in that video. I'm not going To me, I got community, I got family, I got pride in your country, I got, protecting your own, doing the right thing, and not being afraid to stand up against those who may be a threat to you and your family. I'm not sure where the whole racism thing came into play or how they threw that in there, but this is not nowhere near racist, man. This is actually, man, we probably need more music that exemplifies this, to be honest, man. That community, that family, that love, that brotherhood, that people that stand up together and fight against just the darkness, of what's going on in the world right now.
What the song does do is expose the lunacy of woke behavior.
It's like the people who are trying to cancel him want the violence. That's crazy.
He's talking about people that are actively committing crimes, that are actively destructing and destroying businesses, that's actively harming people. If the song's not for you or about you, then I don't see the problem. Now, if you're one of these people that's out here looting and destroying businesses, then I see why you're salty, but the song's not racist. The song's calling it for what it is. We'll watch more of the music video, but so far it's calling a spade a spade. It's just being honest and truthful in what was happening and does happen in the United States. And it's just saying, hey, you want to try this shit near me, it's not going to go off well. And I think that it's just, that's fine.
I'd also like to go out on a limb and just say here, notice that all of these kind of scenes that were just depicted while he was singing were of people of all different races, genders, everything. It wasn't just one versus one. It was a woman in a man's face. You know what I mean? It was inclusive of everyone who is doing and does and agrees with wrong. As a girl who,
he's like, that's all he's saying is try the things y'all trying, like in Chicago with burning down businesses and all that. Try that in a small town. See how far you get down the road. See how far you can make it. Like, you're not going to make it far. They take care of their own. He's not saying nothing about black people. This has nothing to do with this. If you a criminal, then this has something to do with you. So if you're a criminal and you're black, well, this is dedicated to you. If you're a criminal and you're white, this is dedicated to you.
He talks about life in a small town and it's different, and he shows these images. He's got folks from the Black Lives Matter movement, and he's talking about people taking care of each other. And I find it so interesting that it never occurred to Jason or the writers that that's what these folks were doing. They were taking care of the people in their town because they didn't like what they saw. Just like you talk about people taking care of each other in small towns. We do the same thing in big towns.
These folks from Black Lives Matter was taking care of their own by burning up the city stores or the neighborhood stores that they live in. They're taking care of their own people by destroying establishments where their mama, daddy, sister, brother work. That's how they take care of their own people. Let's look at this image. This is how you take care of your people. You burn down the street in their vehicles. You smash their vehicles. You loot stores. Who do you think work in these stores?
In essence, she's saying, oh, the people in the big cities who burned down the cities, it was because they were taking care of their communities. Tell that to the people at Foot Locker and Pep Boys. You know what I mean? It's like, what? It's just nonsense. It's like pure nonsense to pretend that he's racist because he grew up in a place where they took care of each other.
Is that when you make it about Black Lives Matter, people kind of say, well, are you talking about black people? What are you talking about here? If we're talking about Americans taking care of each other, then it shouldn't be about Black Lives Matter. You should be able to show all the different things that have gone on in our country where people stood up and said no more. We do the same thing that small towns do. That's my 2 cents to that.
And your 2 cents wasn't worth 2 cents. It was a bunch of crap.
And the way the left is trying to defend against how badly they have been exposed is to do what they always do. Cry racism.
It's very obvious this guy is not a racist, right? We've been through this, guys, right? Like rinse and repeat. We've been through this before. Someone says something that is roughly true. You get told you're a racist and a misogynist and a transphobe and a homophobe and everything else.
The song ain't racist. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I don't understand the backlash for it. Our priorities, again, are all messed up. We're putting all this energy and anger towards a man that's talking about freedom and loving his area and wanting it to be, you know, not looted, not destroyed, and you're upset at him, but we are promoting degeneracy on the rap music side of things.
Perhaps someone should remind Whoopi and the left what racism actually sounds like.
Every white man, woman, and child alive on this planet. All of you mother need to die. All of you do. We need to go for a global, recessive genetic purge by any means necessary. Every last one of you white man, woman, and child on this planet need to die.
But when the left calls things racist, they are not talking about the hatred or discrimination of a group of people, but rather anything that upholds Western society. Remember that woke culture aims to create a counterculture that will destroy existing culture. So anything that promotes existing values is automatically the enemy of the woke. This song promotes ideas like community, family, respect, and patriotism. Things wokeness wants to destroy, but the only way to destroy good values is to demonize them and make them out to be wrong. So you call them racist.
You know, I don't see anything racist about it, but you know, nowadays you can make anything racist. You can make anything sound the way you want it to sound to fit your narrative.
Please share this video because YouTube is shadow banning me. And please like, subscribe, and comment. You can also support this channel by downloading my book, Ministry of Truth: How Propaganda Fuels the Culture War. And please join me every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday as we learn how to survive Wokeland together. Until then, this is Ethan Quinn saying, stay free,